Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into the Real Psychic Investigators, and my name is Nehru. We are going to go ahead and get into another reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. We do have a couple of new subscribers. And I like giving shout outs for our public subscribers. So let me take a look here. Thank you so much for subscribing. Spirit Diamond, thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the journey. And Not For My School, welcome to the journey. And Feel Good. I think I mentioned you already. Francine, I think I've mentioned. Kima, I've mentioned. Okay, yes. Spirit Diamond and Not For My School, welcome to the journey. Thank you so much for being a part and being willing to join this collective of hearers, seers, and healers here on this channel. Anything divine that you would like for me to talk about before we get started specifically? I don't think so. We know that the suspect, there's a suspect in custody. For the assassination of Charlie Kirk. FBI director is under fire. Okay. And a whole bunch of other things, right? As usual. So let's go ahead and tap in and see what's going on. Thank you so much, investigators, investigators that, I don't know if you're subscribed or not, but thank you so much for being a part of the journey. Private eyes who are watching me, welcome. Okay, again, if you ever want to decide that you want to step to me, if you ever want to decide that there's something you got to say, if you ever want to decide to confront me, and you've ever wrestled with an extraterrestrial, high vibrational, supreme being, have you ever wrestled with one of them? Okay. I would wish you luck. Those of you who have listened to my channel for any length of time, you know what that means when I say good luck, don't you? So, okay. And I give that message out because there are private eyes who are watching us, okay, or some of us at least, okay, and they may come out again as a confirmation, come out in the energy today. We shall see. But again, investigators, FBI, CIA, of high vibrational energy, and the ones who aren't just stalking to stalk and be nosy, okay, the ones who are not karmic, thank you so much for doing all that you do to bring about the justice for all of the collective here, including yourself. Okay, because bringing justice to others brings justice to yourself, because your bloodline is elevated by the truth that you speak. Investigators, sheriff, deputy, PI, FBI, CIA agents, okay, your energy, your bloodline, okay, is blessed by you telling the truth. Okay, and I understand not everyone is interested in the truth, and that's okay. Ooh, look what we got on top of both car decks. So, okay, all right, that's for you, collective. Okay, get ready. Okay, if you resonate with the timeline, again, divine timing is what divine timing is. Tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 2027, whatever. Okay, that part you cannot control. Okay, and that can provide peace of mind. Ooh, I'm going to share something, a bit of wisdom. So that can provide peace of mind, or it can cause anxiety. Okay, it's up to us. Okay, I've been on both ends of that spectrum. Okay, and so the wisdom nugget that I have is in the military, in the army anyway, they have a saying, and that is that you are lower enlisted are typically on the need to know basis. Okay, so E1, E2, E3, E4, you don't really have an opinion. You on the need to know basis. Whatever we need you to know, we'll tell you. Go over there and do that. Why? You don't need to know that. Just go over there and do right. The military functions that way, and it needs to function that way because of what its mission is. It needs to function that way. Okay? So there's a certain way that you need to operate collective for your mission. And I can tell you for sure that is not with filters in most cases. That is not, at least not with the filters of the program. Okay? And that's religion. That is the educational system. That is the employment system. That is the tax system. That is religious organizations. Okay, if I did not say that already, I probably said that first because that's at the top of my list for karmic demonic activity. Okay, if you don't believe me, check the news. They are busting religious ass motherfuckers left and right. Aren't they? FBI, CIA, DEA? Y'all busting them left and right. Keep doing it. We appreciate it. Even if it's not for us, you know what I mean? Individually. Thank you. Hopefully there are those who have already received their spiritual or natural inheritances or have been reimbursed for whatever and have filed lawsuits and all that sort of thing. And they are getting their justice. Okay? But there is peace in being on the need to know basis. So what do I mean? So a child, let's take a child for instance. Okay. A child doesn't need to know your schedule. A 3-year-old doesn't need to know mommy and daddy's schedule. Okay? You don't need to sit down with them and be like, okay, I'm going to wake you up at 6:30 and then we're going to have breakfast. Okay? Then I'm going to shower and then I'm going to get you ready and then we're going to do, they don't need to know all of that. Okay? They don't. All right? So, yet, the child has peace. The child is 3-year-old. They're not like, no, I don't want. Well, I guess they could. They might be. I don't know. You might have a terrible 3-year-old, but typically no. Okay, they just go with whatever. And if you don't tell them, they're just they're okay with it, right? So there can be peace found in being on the need to know basis. Okay, I didn't say that peace was easy to find or easy to embrace. I just said that there is peace available through that thought process. Okay. Today is, what's today? I don't even pay attention to the days of the week. I have no idea. Wednesday and the 17th. Okay? So I was like 2 days behind or something in my mind, in the mind. So we have the Empress. That is you, divine feminine, whether you are a male or a female. Okay? So we have an Empress. Okay? And I'm using the tablet to record this instead of the phone. So we'll see how that goes. I know the tablet does a 30-minute recording, so yeah, there'll probably be a part 2, just an FYI. Knight of Cups, okay? So that is a genuine offer. In reverse, we have the Nine of Swords. So this is coming out of bondage, coming out of stagnation, coming out of hermit. Okay. One of the things that I said, I think in a video on esoteric guidance, extraterrestrial earth angel recently, is that I'm going to be getting back out there. Okay. In Libra season, justice system, justice season, Libra. There's nothing holding me back anymore because again, okay, being a male divine feminine, most tarot readers don't even address male divine feminines. Listen to them when they speak. Most of them don't even address divine male or divine feminines that are males. They only talk to women. Listen to the tarot readers. Okay? Now they will tell you that we all have both male and or masculine and feminine energy, but then they proceed to only address the women. He's coming to you, he's coming to you, he's coming to you, never she or he or she. Most of them do not cover duality. Okay, they are singular in their thought process, which is karmic energy. Sorry to say, tarot reader, don't be telling me to take it as it resonates, okay? Because there's clarity when you provide the correct information, okay? So again, men, women, we can all be divine feminines or divine masculines. It depends on your Akashic records and what you are meant to accomplish this lifetime around, okay? Any male, masculine, divine masculine, their promise is of earthly wealth. Any divine masculine, their promise is of earthly wealth. That is their focus, that's their path. Let me say that. That's their path. Okay? And that's not to say that they should not work to become their highest, purest, truest form. And in fact, if you want to be a divine masculine here on earth with your wealth, you have to be. You have to ascend. You have to spiritually awaken and get out of the religious confines of your mind and the system. And I specifically heard religious confines. 12 minutes exactly on the timer. Okay, divine feminines. And I know this is real psychic investigators. I'm just laying down some knowledge. All right. So for divine feminines, okay, your path is one of spirituality, holistic, medicine man, medicine woman, healer. You are to have the foundation in the earth that is enlightenment. Okay? So one is for the external, okay? And one is for the internal. Okay? That's what makes divine masculines and divine feminines who come together in divine timing, that's what makes them so powerful. Okay? Because both of them have already ascended to a place to where they are now either receiving their abundance, or when you two come together, it is going to be such a mark that it's going to do that. Okay? Together. Okay? So, divine feminine. The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Do they still say that? How that still comes on? Is that even still on? Do they still have Wheel of Fortune? I don't know. Investigators, take a look. Okay? This is trickery, witchcraft. Okay? I heard beguile. Let me look that word up. Beguile. Beguile. Charm or enchant someone, often in a deceptive way. That's my Mamba grill. All right, so beguile. If you don't think I hear from the esoteric, you don't think I get downloads, look that word up, and it's a confirmation on the Seven of Swords. Check that out. Tell the truth and shame the devil. That's what the old folks used to say. Tell the truth, shame the devil. And them motherfuckers lying themselves. Tell the truth and shame the devil. At least mine were. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Thank you, Granddaddy. Thank you, Daddy B. Thank you, Odessa. Tell the truth and shame the devil. They're exposing the truth and shaming the devil. Right. That's so funny. Tell the truth and shame the devil. One of the things that I mentioned on the other reading today, on the other channel, is King of Pentacles. Looking with great expectation, collective. Not expectation of time, but expectation of when the investigators or whoever is going to bring this information to you. Phone call, message, letter, however it arrives to you. Investigators can't mail me anything. I don't have an address. So they'll have to show up in the flesh. Okay? I forgot. But yes, looking out, yes, with great expectation. Okay? Perhaps considering options once this information comes into you, collective. Also, yes, in yesterday's reading, there might be something in regards to the murder of Tupac Shakur that comes out again, or that comes out in the news again. Excuse me. Confirmation. So there's going to be something else in regards to Tupac Shakur and his murder, and what that's all about. Okay. So we have the Four of Swords. Okay. This is always the sacrifice card. Okay. So someone tried to well, to me, that's what it says. Is someone tried to sacrifice you, collective? DEA, FBI. You know people do witchcraft on others, don't you? You know that now. It's becoming clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer and clearer. Okay? Through these karmic secret societies, hidden FBI secrets, hidden program, whatever it happens to be, that is a sacrifice. Celebrities who do witchcraft on other individuals in order to steal their status and elevate themselves in the eye of man, that's witchcraft. That is witchcraft. Okay. Has been going on for eons. Again, they never want to kill a liar. They want to kill the truth tellers. They always want to kill the truth. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So in the video this morning, I mentioned something that is really something worth considering. Okay? And so the legal system is set up or encourages you to tell the truth, right? The legal system. The men and women who write the laws, pass the laws, sign the bills, don't veto them, whoever they are throughout time, whatever country you're in, under whatever legislation you're in, under whatever administration you're in, under whatever type of political leadership you're in, structure, okay? President, king, chancellor, dictator, whatever it is that you're currently under. The laws encourage you to tell the truth, but the ones who pass the laws are the motherfuckers who are lying to you. In most every case. At most every case. Okay? Why is that? FBI, DEA, CIA. Why is it that your legal system encourages us to tell the truth, but you all lie to us? Do you know, collective, that a police officer, investigator, or anyone else, interrogator, they can legally lie to you and deceive you in order to get you to tell the truth? I don't think that's right. They should be able to be honest and just use the evidence that they have and their intuition and be able to solve the fucking crime and determine whether or not the party's guilty or not. Whether it's using science or technology or whatever else. Okay? They should not have to manipulate you into telling the truth. How is my lying to you Answer this. How is my lying to you a lie and a lie? How is that okay? And how do I answer for that within myself? When I meet St. Peter at the pearly gates, how do I answer for that? Well, you see, Divine, my job, it was 2020 on the video timer. 2020. Okay? 2020. Okay? Well, you see, my occupation, I had to lie in order to get others to. Do you think that? You think that's going to be okay? You think your Divine's going to accept that sorry ass justification? You think that's going to be? You think that's going to be enough, investigators? CIA, DEA, you think that's going to be enough? Kash Patel, you think that's going to be enough? That's the director, FBI director. You think that's going to be enough? So police officers, your local police officers, your sheriff, your deputy, they can lie to you legally to manipulate you into telling the truth. Is that right? When they want you to tell the truth, when the legal system is set up for you to tell the truth and protect the truth speaker. But again, the truth speaker is often murdered. The truth speaker is killed. Look at history. So why is the system like that, FBI, DEA? Why is it? Or anyone else who might have an answer, put it in the comment section. You can email me, realpsychicinvestigations@gmail. Why is that? In America, that's the system. You tell the truth, but I can lie and manipulate you as a legal authority, whoever that is. Why is that? Just a question. Emperor in reverse. Okay. This emperor in reverse this emperor in reverse was supposed to be this with you, collective. This emperor in reverse was supposed to be that with you. But guess what? They flipped. Turned karmic evil. Perhaps even before you actually met them, they might have already been dark. Okay? It took me a minute to figure it out. That's a song. There's a stranger in my house. It took a while to figure out. Wouldn't ignore me, wouldn't adore, but I'm convinced there's a stranger, some stranger in your house. Okay. A magician. A strange magician doing magic, witchcraft, whatever. And again, on the investigators too. Okay? Because lying is witchcraft. That's what I just said. Lying is witchcraft. So stop lying, FBI, DEA, police officers. You don't have to lie in order to get somebody to tell the truth. That's manipulation. Do you know that's a narcissistic trait? Do you know that? Lying to get someone to tell you. Do you know that's a narcissistic trait? They teach you that in the police academy? FBI agent school, whatever that happens to be. I don't know what that's called, right? Do they teach you that, agents? They don't teach you, okay, about how that's going to affect your spiritual journey and your bloodline and your life. Imagine walking around knowing that you've lied to hundreds of people in order to try to get them to tell the truth, thousands of people in order to get them to tell the truth. But you don't want us to lie to you. Again, just a question. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. This is for a solo victory kind of thing. And we have the Knight of Pentacles, okay? Now, the Knight of Pentacles is said to be the slowest moving card in the deck, okay? So, for those of you, collective, who are waiting on an inheritance or of any sort. Again, it could be something left by a parent, grandparent, friend, aunt, uncle, cousin, niece, nephew, sister, anyone. And it could just come straight from the esoteric. Okay? You know, divine can make deposits into your bank account, into your physical bank account. Money can show up out of nowhere. Do you believe that? Can. And I say out of nowhere, but it's out of somewhere. All right? But this is the slowest moving card in the deck. So, as you wait on your wheel of fortune, okay? Great patience is needed. I just heard great patience. So, and again, that's not necessarily an encouraging word for most of us, but again, you have to alchemize the energy. Okay, we're getting some lifestyle cards, and then we'll get into the messages. And that the messages will be the part 2 of this video, because I can see it's 26:06. And I know that this will time out at 30 minutes. So we have some text messages or some DMs. Oh, browsing history. Pictures of clowns. How to kill noisy brother. Discount MP4 rifle. Okay. World's best beaches. Pimple explosion. Someone might watch that. Is that TV show series, whatever that is? Okay. Brewing coffee. Where is Nagasaki? Find high school classmates. So classmates.com might be significant collective. DEA, FBI, classmates.com. Okay. That may be where some of these stalkers, okay, are. Okay. This could be where they've run into someone that they hadn't seen in decades. Okay. And then they looked up this person and were like, they look like they're, maybe I'll take what they got. Okay. Then we have rapid DNA testing. Kittens playing piano. Am I a MILF? Okay. So these could be internet searches, collective investigators, that someone who is a MILF, a female, okay, that you may find on their phone, okay, through your investigations or computer, whatever. Last night, the electricity went out. Every place that I've been in Southeast Asia, at some point, the electricity is going out in the hotel. Every place. In Thailand, too. Every place. Every. The electricity has gone out. What does that mean? I do have the second episode up on the podcast. The podcast is on Speak. So if you download the app Speaker, I said Speak, Speaker, you might be asked to speak collective, okay? Speak in front of a judge, speak in front of a grand jury, speak in front of a council, speak in front of something about jurisprudence. Let's look it up. Jurisprudence is the philosophical and theoretical study of law. Again, if you don't think I get downloads from Most High, from the divine being Aravat, if you don't think so, test me out, Nancy Grace. Exploring its fundamental principles, because she did that to someone. Purposes and relationships with morality, ethics, and social norms. Jurisprudence collective. And The revolving door. Okay, that's the matrix. Okay, that's the program. It's the revolving door. All right. Anything else, Divine? Oh, maybe not. They didn't. I don't know if it stopped at 30 or not. It was 30-30 just now. 30-30, 33. You could be seeing 33. Magician in reverse. Okay, so we have a magician here, and that's double confirmation. Okay. Siren. The magician is dead. The magician is dead. 3101. Can I get an amen? I have 311. Speaking of 311, I have 300. There are 311 subscribers on Esoteric Guidance, Extraterrestrial Earth Angel currently. 311. Okay? And 25 here. Again, thank you so much. So, a magician's dead. Their tactics are, if they are not physically. Okay? And when tarot readers say someone's going to die, of course they are. Physically, it all is going to die. You know what I mean? Okay, not you, but physically it's all going to die. This is going to die. It's going to die, right? That's not me. Okay. On the top of the stack, there's a rare event that's due to occur. Rare event in the stars down here below. Okay. And a chance. A chance to win big. Okay, the magician could have taken a chance to win big. When this emperor fell, see, when this emperor fell, they took a chance. When they started doing witchcraft against you, they took a chance, collective. When they came against you, they took a chance. When they lied to you, investigators, they took a chance. When they sent you false information, collective, or DEA, FBI, they took a chance. When they planted the evidence, when the investigators, when the police department, when they planted the evidence, when they lied about Lavina Lynn Johnson's murder, when they do these things, they take a chance. They gamble. Okay, that could be someone's last name. All right, so let's go ahead and take what we have here and